Keegan and Dan with you on Monday. I kind of slurred that out, but I think you know what I'm saying. Bruce Springsteen, I'm a big fan. His Tunnel of Love album from 1987, great album. And on that album, Keegs, he has a song called One Step Up, and the chorus is one step up, two steps back. And I was singing that all day after the Blue Jays lost on Sunday because I'm like, just when you think they have it all figured out, Sunday happens.
I feel like I'm the only baseball writer who's not the biggest Bruce Springsteen fan in the world. It's those are the stereotypes.
Hey, I'm a white guy. I'm 50. I think I have to be.
Wow, do you like Seinfeld too? Holy moly! It's like it's to the point where like so many baseball writers I know are those types of guys who have been like, I've been to 41 shows, and they just call him Bruce, you know. So I actually I'm pulling up my phone right now. I wanted to like. I don't want to be the stickler. So I'm like, you know what? Like, let me try to get into it. So I have like the Springsteen and the E Street Band live 75 to 85
great
album on my phone. Like I had it on a flight recently. I was like, okay, let me get into these guys I work with and what they're oddly into. And I get it, you know, I get it. But the weekend series, Dan, I mean,
just wait. Yeah. Next time you put on an album, put on his first one, Greetings from Asbury Park. It is raw, classic Bruce. Put that one on and you'll instantly become a fan. Okay,
I'm going to become better friends with everyone I work with now, I think. Then I need to become the Seinfeld guy apparently next. But the weekend series, Dan, if the Blue Jays had lost the first game in that exact fashion with Eric Lauer and then won the next two, cool. You know, we're talking about a team that's turning it around, but like you said, that one step back, the losses this year really seem to be highlighting the weaknesses of this team. And I know that sounds stupidly obvious, but there are good and bad ways to lose games. Sometimes you just lose 5-4 because the other team is good too, and they're Major League Baseball players. But the Blue Jays losses this year, Dan, all seem to be very similar because I keep writing the same sentence, which is, yes, Eric Lauer was bad, or yes, blank was bad, but it doesn't really matter when you score one run. It doesn't really matter when you only have 2 hits going into the 8th inning. So that's, you know, in the same breath, they scored 14 the night before. Now, granted, that was because the Angels played embarrassingly bad baseball, but it just seems like they're one competent pitcher away. You know, that can be in the rotation, the bullpen, maybe it's Yariel Rodriguez, who's expected to be up today. It just feels like they've always been one pitcher away from the whole pitching staff making sense, but they're still one away right now.
And it's that one bad inning from a guy who comes into the game. I don't know how to even search that up. You probably know how to find stats better. But if you take out one bad inning from a reliever, the Jays have an extra 7 wins.
And Lauer keeps running into this exact thing. He said this after his outing yesterday, in which he allowed the 3 home runs, that he needs to avoid that bad first inning. Like, he needs to get right into it. Because by the time he gets to his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th inning, he looks a little better, but it doesn't matter because the first was really ugly. And when you are only throwing 90, 91 miles an hour, you don't have time to settle in. Like, you need to be perfect. If he were throwing 93, 94, okay, there's a little more leeway. If you're throwing 99, you can miss your spot completely, whatever. But when you are a finesse pitcher, you need to be finesse from the moment you step on the mound. And he has not been. He recognizes that. And when you miss a spot throwing 90, you're going to get crushed. I mean, you're going to what Joe Adell did to him and hit 451. That's going to happen a lot. So that settling in period, he doesn't have room for that as a reliever or a guy following an opener. But these words, Dan, mean nothing to me anymore. Bulk guy, opener. Are you an opener if you throw 3 innings? I don't know. Everyone's just a pitcher to me now. But Lauer has got to hit the ground running, and I think he's running out of opportunities.
Where's the fear in Vlady's bat? Where is it gone? I know he had a pink bat yesterday, so he didn't have his regular bat. But when he stepped up with the bases loaded, the images of Vlady from the postseason were hard to conjure up in your brain. Like, no, that Vlady's going to show up here.
Did you see that he tried to break that bat too?
He did.
After
he did.
I was because the You
But
know,
I think he was thinking, no, the optics probably don't look good, so
not
I better
great.
not do
I
it.
hope he caught himself because I saw it happening live on the field, and I have a TV right up above my head in the press box, which is about 10-second delay. So I saw it on the field, and I was like, man, I hope for Vlady's sake that doesn't catch on the broadcast. And it was dead right on the broadcast. And I'm thinking, Vladdy, just not today, man, not today. But right now, I'm just bringing up Vladdy's line. This is entering May 11th. He's hitting 308 with a 395 on base percentage. Hell yeah. Like, that is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But his OPS is 792, 2 home runs. Like, that's not Vladdy at this point. Miles Straw is outslugging him. Most of the league is
And every
outslugging him.
Vladdy's hits seem to be like opposite field. He got jammed, and it's a single.
Flared the other way. It's, thank goodness for Kazuma Okamoto in this lineup. He is completely saving this lineup. But when you look at slugging percentages above Vladdy, Miles Straw, Brandon Valenzuela in this lineup, Okamoto comfortably. Ernie Clement has a higher slugging percentage. He's not driving home runs, but he's hitting a lot of doubles. Like, this just doesn't work in this lineup from Vladdy. If you put Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in an all-star lineup where he's got Aaron Judge on one side of him, elite leadoff hitters, stars up and down the lineup, then there's room for Vladdy to be different types of great. He's still doing a great job as a hitter right now, but it's only as a hitter, not a power hitter. This lineup, as it is constructed, requires Vladdy to hit for power. And it's being covered up by Okamoto playing better than I thought we'd see him play all year. If Okamoto, Dan, just had 4 home runs and a 720 OPS, which I wouldn't bat an eye at right now, he's still adjusting, we would be having some really rough conversations about this team in the middle of this lineup. But Vladdy has been covered up by that a bit, and it's hard to stay covered up when you're the $500 million man. So they need him to hit for power. I know this is a conversation we have every year, but I think after batting it around year after year, Dan, the place I've landed is that the construction of this lineup needs Vladdy hitting for power. Then you can have everyone else doing their thing, playing to their identity. But Vladdy shooting singles the other way isn't going to get you very far. And
although a single in that situation with the bases loaded, that would have worked.
That would have been okay in that spot. But there he is trying to break a pink bat. So he's always close. Like I feel like I'm quoting John Schneider all the time. Like, one big day and he starts and he hits 10 home runs in 2 weeks. Like, it'll happen and he's capable of it. But it needs to be the goal. Like, I don't think there's any room to be satisfied with hitting 300 if it's empty. This is a 300 batting average with a slugging percentage below 400. Like, that's what a speedy outfielder does. It's not what Vladimir Guerrero Jr. does.
You would know better than most. Off the top of your head, have the Blue Jays had the same lineup in back-to-back games yet this season?
I definitely don't think in back-to-back. And I think you'd be very limited even the number of times they've had the same over 40 games. And that's because of George Springer's injury, losing Barger. Because once you lose that solid top 4, like, that's what the Blue Jays had so well last year, is usually George Springer, then Vladdy and Bo 3-4, a lot of like Nathan Lucas number 2 or Ernie Clement. But when you lose the leadoff guy, you're cycling through Clement, Lucas, Davis Schneider, Miles Straw, Yohander Pinango even did it once. It's different every day. And it's really hard to form an identity when you are a different spot in the lineup every day. Like, if you're Vladdy, just be Vladdy. If you're Okamoto, go out there and hit the ball really far. Like, that's cool. But if I am Ernie Clement or Miles Straw, one day you're being asked to lead off. That's a very specific job. You want to see some pitches, work a bit of a count. Other days you are batting 5th or 6th, which is more of a run-producing spot where you want to get your pitch and let it rip. And I know that the solution is just to be yourself no matter what all the time. That's not the reality that baseball players live in. If you're batting leadoff or hitting 6th or 9th, you go up with a different mindset. The situation is usually different as well. So that has gotten in the way of team identity as much of anything. The injuries are such a big part of that. Being without Alejandro Kirk is difficult to overstate how important that is. And man, they just need to get back to normal. I feel like every day is different, and that just keeps you out of a groove. That's why we keep seeing these losses that just don't feel very good.
in that Saturday game with the return of Addison Barger, that was a starting lineup where you're like, okay, we're back, baby. Everything looks normal. And then Barger, the human Labrador retriever on the Blue Jays roster, returns, throws someone out from right field, Jesse Barfield style. And then the next day, he's not in the lineup with an elbow injury. Was it caused by that throw?
Sure looks like it. I mean, when you push the human body that far, sometimes it does not agree with you. And when Addison Barger came out to speak with media after the game, he had the big ice wrap on his right elbow, like you would normally see a pitcher have, that big gauze wrapped ice on his elbow.
The Todd Stottlemyre wrap.
Oh, baby. And we didn't think anything of it. I mean, guys come out with, like, if I tweeted out every ice pack and bandage guys came out with, people would be in a panic all year long. It's normal. So I didn't care about it. But to see him scratch, he underwent the MRI. We should know more, hopefully later today, at the latest tomorrow. In a perfect world, this is just a little bit of soreness, but John Schneider said he woke up without the full range of motion in his elbow, which is not super comforting. So, man, they need a healthy Addison Barger because he makes sense in the number 2 spot or in the number 4 spot, and you flip Okamoto in the spot where he is not. That gives you a really good top 4 with Springer and Vlady as the other 2. That settles everything down. And then you can make 5 through 9 and have some fun, play matchups, chase some power, whatever you want to do that day. But, man, they need a healthy Barger, and I hope this is not serious because I don't want to see Barger in a place where he's ever hesitant to really let it rip because he needs to be a guy that just tries to throw the baseball as hard as humanly possible. And he does. Like, that is the hardest a Blue Jays player has thrown a baseball since they started measuring this in 2015. It was ridiculous.
Anyone that's ever played baseball and you join a slow pitch team for the weekend and you've made a throw after not making a throw for 10 years, we all know what Barger's arm feels like. But you don't take yourself out of that slow pitch lineup. You're like, no, I'm fine, even though you cannot feel your arm.
Oh, no, yeah. Like, if I tried to max out right now, I'm trying to think what I would throw if I really maxed out at 70, maybe.
And that arm is tingling for the next week.
Yeah, my rotator cuff would pop open, my UCL would explode. But man, that'll be how I'll do like an in-depth story behind the scenes, my Tommy John journey. But man, I hope this is nothing for Barger though. Like he's just not only is he important to this team, I think he is the last guy you want to have sitting on the IL because I think he would go stir crazy, man. Like I think even missing a month, he was going kind of nuts. He's someone who the Blue Jays, like, they have to pull him back. It's like in spring training, it's like, Addison, go home. Like, the day is over. You don't need to lift more weights or take your 14th round of batting practice. Go home, be with your family, eat dinner. So I think time on the IL is particularly tough on him. So I'd love to see him just get a chance to get going again.
You mentioned Yariel Rodriguez is going to be called up, and this is a news to a lot of fans that he was still with the team.
Yari down in AAA. I mean, you look at last year, man, a 3.08 ERA. I know the strikeouts weren't enough and the walks were just playing too much. Like, it wasn't as good as 3.08 looks. But down in AAA this year, man, let me bring up a 2.63 ERA. In over 13 2/3 innings, he struck out 25. I mean, fantastic. He's walking too many guys still. He probably always will, whatever. But if you're going to walk guys, you need to be striking out a ton of hitters. And then you can still make it work as a reliever. They were still paying him. Might as well bring him up and see what he's got. I'm really interested to see what the counter is. If it is a bullpen move, if it's Eric Lauer at this point. But Rodriguez is someone who can give you multiple innings. So maybe next time through the rotation, you have Spencer Miles throw 3 or 4 innings. You have Yariel throw a couple of innings. Tommy Nance can throw 2. Like, you can duct tape a starting pitcher together there. No one needs to be called the opener or the bulk guy or whatever. Just 2 or 3 guys share the load. And, man, Yariel Rodriguez, he's still such a fascinating pitcher, man. Like, his upside was so tantalizing when they signed him. They toyed with starting him. He was a bulk guy, then a reliever. He's always kind of been in motion. And getting kicked back down to AAA could not be fun, man. Like, you're coming off of a World Series team season, and then you're in Buffalo. So a motivated Yariel is pretty exciting. He's still intimidating as hell, and if he's throwing 97, there's something there, man. Like there's more than enough in Yariel Rodriguez for me to want to see it again. Like, let's see it for a couple of weeks. If it doesn't work this time, okay, like reevaluate, give someone else a shot. But there's enough talent and potential in there. It's why the Blue Jays gave him that contract. Might as well take another look at it if his numbers are good.
I'm not sure if people have checked the standings, but the last time the Rays and Jays met was last week, and the Rays were a good baseball team. Now they're atop the AL East as they arrive into town, and they stepped right on the Jays' backs to get to that position.
And it looks like they have a pretty good set of pitching matchups coming up here, too. Like the Rays, I knew coming into the year that they would be better than last year. Like I knew they would be back to being that annoying, pesky team. But I mean, you're looking at Drew Rasmussen with a 2.95 to start the series, Shane McClanahan, who's one of the best lefties in baseball with a 2.6 in game 2 of this series. Like the Rays are back to the version of the Rays we remember a couple of years ago, where they beat you in different ways and their pitching is probably better than yours. And we all know the Rays are going to find every little narrow margin. I think people talk about the Rays like there's too much magic to it. You know, I just think they're a well-coached, well-run ball club. And when you play clean defense and you pitch well, you're going to take those midway games. So the Rays, Blue Jays fans are so focused on the Yankees. And I get it.
Mhm.
Like they're big brother in the division. No one's talking about the Rays. And the Rays are just as big a problem. And the Rays play the Blue Jays really, really well, especially after getting whooped by the Rays, Dan. The Jays need to win this series because you have to consider tiebreakers. Like we could be sitting here in September, maybe the Blue Jays go on a big run and the Rays come back down to earth and they somehow catch one another. I don't know, maybe 5% chance. These division series really matter, and especially now that you're playing fewer division games. So the Jays need to get back in this tiebreaker scenario here. Having the pitchers they have going is a good start, but man, the Rays just have Toronto's number. That hasn't changed.
And we'll get the truest indicator of the season. A Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday series against the Rays. If it's still sold out, then the crowds are going to be there all season long, no matter what the Jays do, because the Jays are still top of mind for everyone. And every weekend game has been sold out so far in Toronto, I believe.
It's amazing. I'm looking at there's got to be giveaways. Of course there is every day.
Oh, yeah. The Barbie
legendary
giveaway.
home run t-shirt is Monday. Looney Dogs on Tuesday, which I don't understand how it brings people out, but it does. And then there's a specialty ticket for Naruto on Wednesday. So there's a giveaway every day. I just expect lineups when I walk to the ballpark at this point. But man, the attendance is still baffling me. And it's in a good way. I mean, like it's good for everyone if people give a damn about this baseball team. And it's good for everyone if they want to go to the ballpark and watch. Like this, people going to the stadium is good. But I'm shocked by it. Like I really thought it would fall off in early April. It's mid-May and it hasn't fallen off yet. Like, yeah, we're going to get some that are more 30, 35 eventually here. But this is impressive. You know, a lot of this.
What you're saying is the Jays got a lot of money in the coffers.
They just might. Yeah. I don't think the local phone company is losing cash on the ball club. It's amazing though, and I get that a lot of these are bought in the off season and people plan trips around them.
Oh yeah,
but you're seeing no empty seats, man, and yeah, the phone company's got to be printing money off of this. It's pretty cool.
Tough for them this season to say, nah, sorry, we lost money. That's going to be, they have to bring in some more creative accountants. Thanks, Keegs.
You got it.